How you doing, bro?
I'm well.
How you doing, people? We out here, one team, one plan, one brand. I'm talking to my frat brother. We doing a community cleanup. People, we gotta keep the community clean. Gotta keep the community clean.
Cool. In fall 92.
Pleasure meeting you, brother. Spring 90.
Yep.
I'm gonna get your number, bro, once I finish this.
I think my running partner just quit on me. You're supposed to outrun me, man.
Stay right here, Aiden. I'm gonna talk to you in a minute. Aiden, talk to the people. Tell them your name.
My name is Ada Bennett.
Tell them about one team, one plan, one brand.
One team, one plan, one brand is the funnest school in the whole wide world. Nobody can.
He's a young member. He's in first grade. So we've been talking about the mentoring program. So Aiden is one of our young members, and we're out cleaning the community today. Who's number one?
I'm number one.
Who's number one?
I'm number one.
This is why we wear the ones on the back, people. Turn around so they can see the one. We want the kids to get self-esteem and feel special at a young age. These little kids can do amazing things. Come on, Aiden. This is our vice president. Carlos, explain to the people what we're doing out here.
We're here today at Rosenboom. We coupled up with a nonprofit.
Stand next to him. Stand next to Carlos, Aiden.
Clean up the parks. This is our first park we're cleaning up. Next week we're going to be cleaning up. What's that park, Los?
Jesse Owens.
Jesse Owens. So this is one of the many programs that we're going to be launching with our children to make sure that our parks are clean, our neighborhoods are clean, and we invest in our communities. So this is our first one. Look forward to having other ones, and hopefully we can get more kids and more people in the neighborhood to participate.
Again, people, if you have children, the program goes from 1st through 4th, 5th through 8th, 9th through 12th. Right now, we're focusing on the 1st grade through 8th. So if you have any children, boys right now, that are interested, please give them the information, Los.
One team, one plan.
Onebrand.org.
and .com. Also, look for our programs. We have a mentoring program. We have a STEM program. We have language arts. And we also have a sports program.
Los, break it down to them how you're a former city champion and what you're going to do with the diving, swimming, and the tumbling. And the gymnastics.
Yeah, so I'm a city diving champ for the city of Chicago, 1987, 1988. Got a scholarship to SIU, dove there for 4 years. Went back, coached 2 city champions, 1 for Simeon, 2 for Percival Julian, and I've always went back and worked with my alma mater to make sure that we can bring our kids back. Everybody has to reach back. You got to think about it. All of us grew up in the city. I went to Percival Julian, grew up in London Town in the 100s. And after that, I went to school, got my degree, and then I moved to the suburbs. But what happened when I moved to the suburbs, I left a lot of my friends, a lot of my neighbors, a lot of people back in the hood. So what I did is I moved back to South Shore. I invested and bought property in South Shore. And now I'm working in South Shore in my community in the 8th Ward and all citywide to make sure that we can bring resources back to our community, because that's the most important thing, and advocate for children and protect our women. So activate ourselves, get to know your community, work with others, make sure we try to, I don't want to say reallocate resources, but bring resources to where they're supposed to be. It's not the politicians that have the power, it's the people that have the power. And when you go in your community, activate yourself, you'll start seeing a systematic change. But it has to happen one block at a time, one team, one plan, one brand.
Thank you, Lo. So we cleaning up the park. You see the little kids playing in the park. So we got to show by example, people, that we got to keep our communities clean. We got to keep the community clean. This is also one of our young men and one team, one plan, one brand. What we're doing is we don't want the kids to play in filth. So we got to make sure we keep it clean for them. Would you like to talk to the people?
Oh, okay. Well, today I'm at the park today with my son, my 9-year-old, and I almost started to clean myself, but you guys came. But I feel the same way, that it's just like filthy, and that, like, I don't know if I want to sign up for something like that too. But so we got like
We'll get your information. Anybody can be part of one team, one plan, one brand. Men, women, children. We coming together to keep the community safe, and we want to clean up. So we want to lead by example to show these young people how you live in a clean community. So it will be a pleasure for you to be with us.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you. Look at the kids playing, people. This is what it's about. We want to keep them safe. How y'all doing? Say hi. We want to keep these young people safe, people. Come on down the slide. This is our future, people. We want to keep them safe. I'm Carlos. What's your name? I'm Carlos. What's your name? I'm Carlos. A pleasure meeting you. Another member, one team, one plan, cleaning the park. How you doing, bro? What's your name? Huh?
Michael?
I'm Carlos, man.
Hey, Carlos.
What's your name, young brother?
Michael?
Nice meeting you. You having fun out here?
Yes.
We want to keep this safe and clean, people. We got to make sure our kids have a youth. The little waterfall. Swings. How long have you been out here, sister?
Been out here for about an hour. Yeah.
You have a son out here, a daughter?
Son.
How old? We also would like to talk to you about getting him. We have programs where we mentor boys. So we do 1st through 4th, 5th through 8th. So we got foreign language programs where he'll learn Portuguese, Spanish. We have general instruction, which I'm ahead of. We also have a STEM program.
Oh, I
We-
love that.
We
He loves science. He loves science. He goes to the science campus downtown.
Where is he at?
He's right here in the red shorts with the blue glasses.
Right here?
Yeah.
Hi.
My son.
Your mom said that you tell me something about yourself. You like science? That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Why do you like it? Tell me something about why you like science.
I like mixing stuff.
Right. So we have a STEM program, and we just talked to your mom. So we're going to give the information. This is one of our young members. So what grade are you in? So he's in the 1st through 4th grade group. You would be in the 5th through 8th grade group. Would you like to meet kids from different areas? We got kids from the south suburbs, west suburbs, south side, west side. Would you like that?
I like that.
You would like that? Why?
Because I like meeting it.
You want to meet new people. That's what we want to do. We want to bring the kids together where they learn. I met, Los, come here. This is our vice president. She said she would love to have her son involved, and she would also like to help us with everything we need. Los, can you tell her what we're about?
Absolutely.
What one team, one
One
plan?
Team, One Plan, One Brand is basically advocating for women and providing resources to children and bringing resources back to our neighborhood. So the more children we can get in our program, so we have 3 programs existing right now. We got a mentoring program, which our founder, he's the director for that. We have foreign language, which the president runs, that one is the instructor, and we also have a STEM program. STEM program is something he's interested in. So right now, we get as many kids as mainly boys in our program, and they get our parents to support it. And then once we just go block to block, parents get involved, we'll start seeing some change.
Yeah, it's all about, because I think our kids are like our legacy. And like, you don't have to be like the perfect parent or whatever, but as long as you try, you know, especially for it's girls and boys, but especially for boys, because this is like my own child. So I want him to be the best man he can be. So, you know, it's good to have mentors and role models.
So to the people watching, we starting the boys. Eventually, we're gonna start a girls program, but we're focusing on boys because we're men. So we're gonna have women that are gonna run the girls component. We're men, so we know what it takes to raise a boy from a boy to a teen to a man.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
People, please share the information. We're trying to get it out. Share the information, people. Share the information.
I'm going to go citywide, north side, west side, east side.
You can go to one team, one plan, one brand.org. One team, one plan, one brand.org. You can also go to our Facebook page, one team, one plan, one brand. Who's number one?
I'm number one.
Who's number one?
I'm number one.
Who's number one?
I'm number one.
That's why they wear the ones. I'm going to show you. See, we got to pick the kids up, people.
We got to get our men. We got to activate our men. We got time to do everything else, but we got to bring our men. Our children need us. And here's the thing. Our girls need our men just as much as they need their moms. The girls probably need their fathers more than anything than the boys do. It is really important because fathers are the first men they fall in love with. And sets an example. We got to model good behavior to our young ladies, to our girls. If not, they don't have anything to emulate. They're going to start doing all types of crazy stuff. So once we get our girls and our young boys together, that's how you make change happen. That's how you activate change.
So stay here, Los. So this is our vice president. He organized this cleanup. What was your thought process behind this?
The thought process was if people in the community come in and start cleaning our parks where most of us congregate at and start taking pride in our neighborhood, people will start feeling better about the neighborhood. I work up north, in the Lincoln Park area, the Wicker Park area, Ravenswood, Norwood. You don't see people in the park literally. They hang out, they play volleyball, they play tennis, they come to the areas over here, to the jungle gyms. That's good that you play tennis.
You play tennis? That's one of our sports programs, tennis. Tennis. We had that as a program.
Let me talk about, and it's good for us to get into non-traditional sports. I'll doubt. You don't have to play football, you don't have to play basketball, you don't have to play baseball. There's a lot of money. Talking about collegiate, NCAA, Division I, 2, NAIA, college money for non-traditional sports. Diving, swimming, hockey, golf. Those are some sports that people can get into and basically fund their way through college.
For the new people coming in, Los, tell them about your former city championship, where you were a former diving at, where you went to college.
I grew up in the hood in London Town. I'm in the first ground, right across the street from the Park. London Town, stand up. I was kind of flipping the gymnast, and then eventually I went to start swimming, and I incorporated that into diving. Became the city champ for 1987, 98, 88 and 89, and then dove 4 years at the SIU. Then I also went back as a coach. Coach at Julian had one city diving champion, and then sent me on the 2 diving champion. So it's important to give back. You got to constantly give back. You got to reach back. Somebody looked out for me. Somebody looked at me. I had my grandfather, and my dad, but I also had men in my community that really affected me and changed the trajectory of my life. If I didn't have them in my life, I don't know what would have happened. I could have easily went down the wrong path. I have a lot. I got at least 30 friends that's dead from gun violence, or locked up, or succumbed to drugs, and that's because they didn't have positive role models in their life, or if they did, they didn't stick with them long enough. We have a vow, just like you have a vow to protect your daughter, you have a vow to reach back and mentor young men and women in your neighborhood. Nobody else is going to do it. We got to do it.
Tell them, Los, your goals for the swimming, diving program and the gymnastics. This is the head instructor for those programs.
My goal is to get first learn to swim, get kids to discovery and water, because African American boys and girls has the highest fidelity rate for drowning. They die the most. And that's because the biggest demographic is young boys, because between the ages of 8 and 11, because they got the most bravado. So if we could get kids to learn about swimming, so they won't be drowning, and then somehow get them into some type of competitive swimming, and also diving and gymnastics, and we can have it on the east side, we can have it on the west side, we can have it on the south side, we can have it on the north
West
side,
suburbs, south suburbs.
south suburbs, and implement these programs. And we have it's just another outlet for our children. We got to create safe havens for our children, and once we do that, it has long-lasting effects. I can only go by my own personal testimony and how diving changed my life. I see life out of a different lens. I dove at University of Kentucky, Miami, University of Miami. I mean, it was just, I've seen life out of a different lens. And I had these lifetime friends from different backgrounds where they were able to understand Black culture, and I was able to understand some of their culture. So it's important that sports is the truest institution, and it breaks down barriers.
Los, talk about one of your diving buddies that actually bought a bunch of books for One Team, One Plan, One Brand.
So yes, one of my diving friends at SIU, Travis Niemeyer, who's now a principal in the state of Washington, me and him talk a lot. We constantly dialogue about a lot of different topics. We influenced each other when we were in college. And he found out that we were starting a nonprofit, and we had already started and launched One Team, One Plan, One Brand. And we had these books from one of our authors. And he saw the books, and he took it upon himself to grab, I think he bought like 20-something books and implemented it into his curriculum.
Oh, I Googled it.
Because we all know in the Northwest, there's not a lot of Black representation of Black people. So those kids, you had some Indians that was at his school, and you had a couple Blacks, but the majority of them were white kids. They were able to see books that reflected them. They were able to learn about some Black culture. And I totally commend Travis Niemeyer for that. Big ups to Travis for doing that. And when he came here, maybe about 2 weeks ago for a principal conference, and he met the author of our books, he sat down with us, and he met two of our mentees, and we had a great time, and we chopped it up. And he's always following us, and he's always supporting us. And that's what I'm talking about. Instead of just talking, he actually put some money to it. All this lip service is over with. Yeah. We need some action. Yeah. We can sit back and say, oh, this is happening. Things aren't happening because, people aren't doing this. But we got to get up. We got to get out. We got to activate ourselves. We got to get out in the community. We got to do something. When you see a kid hurt or somebody hurt, help them. You see a family struggling, help them. You see a young man that needs a mentor, or a young girl needs a mentor, help them. My man, dog. So it's important that right now we need funding. We really need funding for our programs to work. You can also go on One Team, One Plan, One Brand donations, and submit a donation to our organization so we can go ahead and launch these programs. And just be mindful. I think if you come out there and you support us and you bring people with you, it's like a self-gratification thing. You feel good about yourself. And once you feel good about yourself, you feel better about your community. Let's get through cleaning up.
All right, Breezy. So this is our college buddy, Breezy. Breezy, why do you have your nephew in the program?
Because I want my nephew to understand the value of community, the value of the options that he can have, and he can grow up to be being surrounded by the Black men in One Team, One Plan, One Brand. So I just want him to have a sense of self, sense of community, and that's how you provide options. And the programs that the programs that the plan is going to offer, foreign languages, all that type of stuff. I want my nephew to be able to have that, so that as he grows up, he realizes that, hey, I know who I am, I know my value in my community, and I just, I can decide for myself who I want to be.
Tell the people the power of these young boys being around positive male role models.
Oh, well, I feel like that's kind of self-explanatory, but you can only see who you are if you can see where you want to be. So you have to have examples of that. Just like young women, our daughters and our nieces, they look up to us to design themselves how to be a woman. A young man has to have an example of how to design himself how to be a positive male in the Black community.
Her nephew that's her nephew.
Right, so that's my nephew. So, that's why I put him in the program, because when you can see yourself in an older person, it materializes in your mind even before you realize it. This is like TV and social media. You know what I'm saying? Right, like the sister said, subconscious, mental vibrations that go in there, and you're like, okay, well, I grew up around this, I'm exposed to this, I'm familiar with that, this is not new to me, and so therefore that's the energy you put out in the world. As a young black man, you need that. And two, what I want to really stress is about the power of communication. We have to teach our people how to communicate effectively. And as young black men, they need to know how to move in this world, and who's better to teach them than other black men who know how to communicate effectively, because that's how you navigate most situations. Conflict resolution skills. So that's really like one of the main things I want to push.
If you want to register your child,
I get your number too.
but if you want to register your child,
Okay.
go to our website, oneteenoneplayonebrand.com.
.org.
Click the prompt in the right-hand corner. Go where it says, it's going to say programs. Click it, and it says programs. It says, I want to register my child. You can register your child. And all other type of information.
Oh, and it's free, people. It doesn't cost money. Tell them it's free, Lo. So
It's free. It's free. It doesn't cost money. There's no cost to you. Only commitment it's just a lot of commitment, a lot of time and effort in helping our children. So we put a lot of stock and energy into, going to different places, getting a certain type of car, getting a certain type of house. Let's put that type of energy into our children. Put our same type of energy in our neighborhood. We got time to do everything else. We go to parties, lakefront, women and men. We can at least come and invest in our community. Put a lot of energy and resources into our children.
So people, I'm going to end the video because I need to start helping to clean, so I can't do it with the phone. People, please share the information. We're trying to change the community, neighborhood by neighborhood, block by block. We can do this.
South Shore, stand up.
We in South Shore right now. Share the videos. I'll talk to you guys later. One team, one plan, one brand.